don't know what happened there. Anyway, but you could be like, well, let's look at life in the big span. Pretend this is big, because I'm not sure how hard. There we go, let's look at life in the big span. Or you could be like, let's look at now, this nanosecond. No, this nanosecond. No, this nanosecond. No, that one was slightly worse. Futurama for all y'all. But, just, I don't know, I'm kind of giving unnecessarily wanted advice, but, it's just that you don't have to be pigeonholed, I guess. You don't have to force yourself to stick into one group or one mentality. You can broaden your horizons, which I personally think makes me a better person than just being, well, I like one thing and one thing only, and that's all I'm going to spend my time on. Another blog altogether. But, it's just, obsession isn't healthy. It's not a good thing. If you really try, but you can't, go get help, because, it may be hard and you may not want to, but you should look at the big picture of life. And if you realize, hey man, I'm not going to be able to get over this anytime soon, and, I don't think this is going to help me in the end. I don't know. I may be preaching to the choir, I may not be. I don't know. But you should at least not force yourself into one thing, one category, one situation, But even just think about it. Say you're going to summer camp and no one else there likes My Chemical Romance. I'm just using this as an example because, I've experienced it. No one else at camp likes My Chemical Romance. There's one other girl you connect with, but, she's never heard of them because she has dial-up. Lives in a small farming town, whatever. You're gonna have to put yourself in awkward situations. And if you like being alone, and if you like just being like, and reading the same material over and over, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying, look at your life in the long run, and just think about, well, what could this lead into? And also, realize that someday you're going to be faced with a situation where you're going to be like, well, do I really agree with that? Do I really believe that? Do I believe what they're saying? Even. I personally don't agree with signing to a major label, but I don't agree with that on them, or with them on that. But back when I was fangirling, I was like, oh my gosh, they're totally right. I'm gonna sell out. And I'm not saying they sold out. I am not saying they sold out. Although I'm saying Linkin Park did. Minutes to Midnight was a horrible album. Anyway. But I'm saying that, well, basically, if you haven't gotten the end point, just go back and watch the whole thing over. I'm not good at summarizing. But basically, allow yourself to be given extra opportunities, and allow yourself to be able to live a broader range of things than just, yay, he said my name, when total reference to someone else. That actually never happened to me. I probably would have had a heart attack. Anyway, that's not the point. But, still, just give yourself a broader range. Don't force yourself to hate someone because they married someone. I happen to personally really like mindless self-indulgence. But, just give other things a try. And if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not saying that it's not a good lifestyle for you. I'm just saying, check out other options. Don't be so closed-minded, because closed-mindedness kind of, I guess, leads to hate, and leads to you know, it leads to a bunch of crap. I mean, look at the 50s, and, what's the word? The separation of African American people and white people. I forgot the word. Segregation. You know, look at the 50s and segregation. A lot of that was caused because, you know, there were just white people who were like, oh, they're bad, shouldn't be near them. But they refused to get to know people, you know, and they just general assumptions. It's like these days with people from the Middle East and the cliche stereotypical American dude. You know, they're like, oh, they're from that part of the world, they're bad. My butt hurts. You know, you just, I'm not saying that they are. I'm not judging by race. I'm entirely anti-racism. But, you know, I guess just give other things a chance. Don't be closed-minded. Because closed-mindedness just leads to really bad situations that you may not want to get yourself involved in. So, love ya!